What's going on, guys? I'm back with a video, and this time it's FarFarWest. I'm going to be showing y'all a build that's absolutely insane. I think it's slept on, these spells that I'm using, and honestly, even the weapons that I'm using. Maybe not the secondary, but the primary, definitely. I'm not using the WISP. I'm not using Rain. I'm not using none of that. I'm not using Bowling. This build's beyond strong, guys. It makes very hard easy. It makes Nightmare easy. And I'm going to be getting straight into it, so let's go. So to just start things off, I'm going to talk about the main thing that's going on. Well, not really the main thing, but something that you should understand, okay? And that is that, well, first of all, the bow is just broken right now. It's really, really strong. A charge shot with it creates an explosion in an element, and that can synergize with spells to make a lot of crazy things happen. I have it on fire because I'm using Geyser. And we also have Ultra Draw on here. Obviously, this is not fully jokered out. You would also want Overdraw and other jokers as well, but this is what I have. It's the most important part, and it's not even really necessary, but it does make the bow do a lot of damage. Basically, what I have going on is I'm using Portal, Geyser, and Pistolero, and you might be thinking, well, why use Geyser? Why not use this? Why not use that? Why use Pistolero? Why not use Bandito or something? I'm going to show you, okay? These spells are here for a reason, and I think they're overpowered. So if you don't already know, and you probably do, but basically, whenever fire hits radiation, or whatever it's called in this game, basically the yellow effects of spells, it creates an explosion. This makes the Geyser really good, because the Geyser shoots out these radiation puddles constantly while it's active, meaning infinite explosions as long as it's active. These explosions are one of like the best sources of damage in the game, especially when they're done rapidly, because they can do like 60, 70 damage. And because the Geyser's constantly shooting these out, it's rapid. So you can see if I throw the Geyser here and I shoot it, it's going to create these explosions constantly. You're seeing like 60 damage, 90 damage, right? Stuff like this. First, like this ability alone is really, really strong. And if you didn't know, what Portal does is any spell that's a projectile that's thrown through the portal gets duplicated. So if I throw a portal here, and then I reset my cooldowns, and I throw another one right here, and I throw a Geyser through it, it's going to make 2 Geysers. So then I can shoot these guys with my bow and get even more explosions, double the explosions. This is already crazy because each one of these is like 60 to 90 damage, right? But what makes this crazy, and what I don't think people know, is if you throw a portal into a portal like this, it creates an explosion. And what happens is when Geysers get hit directly by these shock puddles, they create additional Geysers. So this can only happen once per Geyser, like spawn. So like if I throw a Geyser, and then I pair it with the electric, it'll make 3 more, but then I can't do it again. But because the portals are going through, or the Geysers are going through the portal, they each act as their own separate entity, and they each can be duplicated. So if I throw Geysers through here, and then I'll just shoot it, and then I'll blow up the portal, you can see now the entire screen is covered in these Geysers. So this is why I think Geyser is much better than, what's it even called, bro? Fire Beam? Yeah, much better than Fire Beam. Geyser only has a 45-second cooldown. Fire Beam is 80 seconds, and it's worse. Fire Beam is just worse. Even like doing the Fire Nados and having 2 of them, it's worse than Geyser. Simply because this exists, right? I can do it way more often. It does way more damage, and it has a better area of effect. And I don't have to like hope that it tracks to the right enemy and hits the right thing. I don't have to do any of that, right? So I'll show it again. And what you have to remember is, this is not only doing these fire explosions, but it's also going to occasionally mix in these shock explosions, because now there's shock puddles on the ground, right? So we're getting the damage of the shock explosions, the damage of the fire explosions, and they can all be happening at the same time in a very, very big AoE, as you can see. So that's the first part. And the second part, as you could probably guess by my spells, is the Pistolero. So the Pistolero acts similarly to the Geyser in the fact that you can throw it through the portal and it'll spawn 2. So normally if I throw a Pistolero, right, it's going to spawn 1. And you can have a maximum of 2 of these guys out at a time. But to do that traditionally, you'd have to wait for the cooldown to come back and then throw it. And then by the time that you did that, the other one's, you know, already running out. But if you do it with Portal, you can see I throw out 2 of them, and now they're both shooting. They do 8 damage a shot. These can be shot with the bow, just, you know, hit like normal, not charged shots. And now they're doing fire, so they're doing like double, if not triple the damage because of the damage over time, as well as the fire hit and the cactus hit, you know, still being a thing that's going on. And what can happen is these guys shoot fire. The geysers are doing radiation, so they can do additional explosions. And they're just really good because they have permanent uptime. By the time that these guys run out, I have them back again, like way before they run out. And this is without any spell cooldown in the build, minus the attributes, which I don't even think you need, and you could still have these up 100% of the time. And you might be wondering why I'm not using Banditos, because Banditos would seem better, right? And in some ways, you're not wrong by assuming that, but the problem is where they're better in some ways, they're worse in others. So they do more damage, for sure, per hit. But unless the thing is flying, they spend way too much time running around. They only shoot at things with their arms, and I'll equip it just so I can show this off. But they only shoot things instead of punching the things when they physically can't reach it. So he's shooting this one up here because he can't reach it. But if there's anything that they can reach, they'll just run to it and not shoot it. So that's an issue. You can use shock to make them faster so that they get to their targets faster, but even still, there's downtime of them running around. And you can see they're doing like 20 damage a shot, and I can give them fire and then they'll do more damage, but you end up doing more DPS with just the pistoleros because they don't have to run around to their targets. And maybe in some cases your pistoleros will be getting blocked by something so they can't hit the target, but if you just position them right, that's not a problem, and in my opinion they're just better, right? Banditos also don't have like infinite uptime. They'll run out long before you get them back and would require probably a battle mage setup to be really good, and even then you might not have them up 24/7. So more uptime with pistolero, more DPS with pistolero, and just more reliable, right? That's why I'm running the spells that I'm running. And just to show you what it would look like, all of these together, it's just this. And right then I have the pistoleros shooting anything that the geyser explosions aren't reaching. This can melt bosses, this can melt mobs, and I'm going to show that. But before that, I'm going to get into the rest of the build, so let's go. Alright, and with the spells out of the way, let's get straight into the jokers and the attributes that I have on my hero, and then on my gear. So, starting with the hero, we have none of the ammo bag. This might be important later, and I'll get into that as I'm using the minigun, but the most important parts are health, speed, and jump height. So that's what I have my points into. I don't really think you need spell cooldown reduction, and if you find you have problems with the ammo, you could probably take points out of here and put them into ammo. But this is what I'm running. I have double jump, or I have extra jump as it's called in this game, so that I can get a double jump. Movement is really important in this game, and if you know how to bunny hop, extra jump is really good. It's also just good for certain like objectives around the map where you might have to jump to higher locations to grab like energite or something like that, and just generally avoiding mobs with it is really good. I have disgrace on, so this is because I have a setup running on my machine gun, my minigun, that requires high speed to do a lot of damage. But overall, this is just a really good joker no matter what. If you're good at bunny hopping, you're good with movement, this is just better than having a horse. You don't have to worry about the horse getting like shot and then having a cooldown. You don't have to worry about like when you're doing extraction and you can't use your horse, you still have good movement, right? Disgrace. Then I have life pact. This seems odd, and for a while I wasn't using this because HP is reduced by 30%, but as it turns out, if you have even remotely decent amount of kills per second, this, like the pro of this significantly outweighs the cons. So only having 30% less HP, but you heal for 2 health on kill is insane because this means that you're only losing about like 40 HP, which is only 20 kills worth of health. And the amount of kills you can get in a given swarm, especially in the higher difficulties, is way more than 20. So assuming that you don't get hit too much, you overall have way more effective HP. Because even though your max health is less, you're gonna be healing constantly as you're killing things, right? Pistolero kills count, geyser kills obviously count, and any kills with your gun obviously. So this can be happening automatic, like passively. You can just throw pistoleros somewhere and let them chip away some small enemies, and you can just keep healing. Or if there's like those like the ghost areas where like the mobs continuously spawn, you can just throw a pistolero there, and it won't break the spawner, but the ads will keep spawning, and you can just have the pistoleros get you to full health because they'll just kill the things as soon as they spawn in. So really, really good. I'm running Life Pact. That takes 4 slots because it's a mythic. Right, Disgrace is 3, and Extra Jump is 4. Then, oh, I didn't mean to be taking these off, but then I have Soul Siphon. So Soul Siphon is similar. It's giving me healing, and I have 2 of these. So it seems weird to go for Soul Siphon when I already have healing, but I find this to be good because if there's any like chip damage that I'm taking, it's just a nice way to get extra health. And when enemies die, they have a chance of dropping souls, so this can just be even more health from kills, as well as when you clear out those ghost things like I was talking about, it's just a ton more healing that you'll get from those, even if you didn't kill the enemies that came out of it, right? If you're in co-op and your teammates have builds that are just crazy good at killing ads and you don't get a lot of chances to get kills for Blood Pact proc, then, or Life Pact, I mean, then you can get your healing this way. This is just really good for sustain, really good for movement, which helps you stay alive. And overall, I find these to be some of the best jokers in the game, regardless of the build. Now, let's get into the guns. Alright, so the guns. I already talked about the bow, and it's not full, but just to finalize it, basically, you would want Ultra Draw. This is like the number 1 priority. It makes it so that when you charge your bow for a given amount of time, it's 4 seconds, which is reduced by bend speed, which I consider to be the first thing that you should level up on the bow, the bend speed. After 4 seconds, or whatever is reduced by, you can see the flash there, and when I shoot the bow, it's going to create a giant explosion in the element. 96 damage, right? And it hit even this guy down here. It allows you to kill hordes of enemies with just a single bow shot, and this is really good because I'm using the minigun, which is, as you'll see, very single target focus. So you definitely want Ultra Draw, and then you want Overdraw on top of that. I need 1 more slot, but this would allow it to shoot extra arrows, 3 extra arrows, so even more explosions, even more damage. And then honestly, the mythics are kind of up to you. I don't consider weak spot damage to be very good because you're kind of just trying to shoot the ground and just hit a bunch of ads at once, not really focus a single one. But maybe like Lucky Strike, right? Just to do some extra damage. You can go for Rampage so you can get some movement speed after getting kills, right? You can get, I don't know, like Cactus Day. All you really care about is these 2 uniques, and then you can just kill hordes of enemies and combo with your spells like I was talking about. So I have 40 damage, 80 bend speed, and I have 12% lifesteal on it. I don't think you need ammo on this weapon, so I would just put a bunch of points in a lifesteal after everything else is maxed. Then we get to the minigun. This thing is a beast. This thing does so much DPS, and it does not take much skill to use. You don't have to really be focusing on crits that much, although obviously they're nice. It's just insane. The only downside to it with this build is the ammo, but as you get more attributes and you can spec them into ammo bag, or if you take the points out of your hero and put them into ammo bag, or if you just, loot the map and get the ammo around the map, it is a monster. So I max out damage, I max out fire rate, and then I have 20% into ammo bag. Now, the most important part here is Speedster. So this is why I have so much movement speed in my build. The way that Speedster works, to my understanding, is basically half of the movement speed bonuses that you have from jokers and just other effects gets applied as bonus damage and bonus fire rate. The max of this is 50%. So at 100%, roughly, like between 90 and 100%, the numbers are a little bit weird, but between 90 and 100% movement speed, this will be maxed out, and you'll be doing 50% more damage, roughly, and 50% more fire rate, roughly. Absolutely insane, just speedster alone, right? Pairing it with movement speed. And then we have Frenzy Spin. So Frenzy Spin makes it so that when your kill counter is above 10, the minigun fires twice as fast. Now, I'm pretty sure this twice as fast is based on the modified amount, not the base amount. So if you have a bunch of effects already increasing your fire rate, this just makes them that much better. And it's a bullet hose. I can't show it in here completely because I can't get kills to get my kill counter above 10, but this is what it looks like without Frenzy Spin even active. So you have to wind it up a little bit, and you can see the damage is absolutely insane. Insane DPS. I do chew through ammo, but as you'll see in the missions, this isn't really a problem, right? We have the bow for the ads, like the hordes of ads, and we have our spells, and another thing I didn't touch on is Portal basically is a get out of jail free card, so you never really have to take a fight if you don't want to. But yeah, melts bosses, melts the big guys. I also have Lucky Strike on here for a 10% chance to do double damage per shot. We're shooting so fast that this procs very often, and double damage with how much damage we're doing is really good. And then I have Running Gun for 30% movement speed. So just to kind of go over this basically, so I have Disgrace, which is 30%. I have my movement speed, which is 54%, and then I have the Running Gun, which is 84%. To my knowledge, it's between like 90 and 100% movement speed caps out the speedster damage, so we're pretty much maxing it out without going overboard, because any other increase to movement speed we could get would be overkill. You could maybe consider running like Speedy Gonzalez, because that would only take 2 slots, and you could take off 1 Soul Siphon, and Speedy Gonzalez would give you 10%. But I'm pretty sure this might overcap it, and 10% movement speed versus getting 4 healing per soul instead of 2 is just like, it's probably not worth going Speedy Gonzalez, right? So that's the setup. I'm running ammo bag as well, ammo pack. Just in case I need more ammo, right? I can just throw this down and pick up ammo. It makes sense to run with the minigun, but I don't use it very often. It's just the one that makes the most sense because we don't really need healing with how much healing we have. So, ammo pack. That's the gear. Now let's get into a run and show why I think this build is so freaking strong. Let's go. Alright guys, so we are on very hard and we're doing the woodlands. This is what our map looks like, and just to give a general rundown of how to play this build, kind of. So, you want to think of your portals in 2 ways. So, your portals can be get out of jail free cards, and they can also be, I want to do more damage. So, what I usually like to do is I'll run around, and the first thing I'll do usually is I'll either find a group of enemies, or I'll find like those ghost camps where the ads spawn from. And I will usually portal somewhere away from there. And then when I run into the area, I can just run in mindlessly. I can just throw a portal down in that area. So that's what I'm going to do. I see there's a thing to mine some gold. Still going to get rid of these things. Oh, okay, so here we go. So I wasn't really prepared for this, but I'll just show it off anyway. So I can just throw that portal there, and then I can run away. And then I can portal here. Throw these guys through here. Take the portal. Oh, I didn't get the geyser through, sadly, but it's okay. But really, I can't die because I can just run back through this portal at any point and go back to where I was. So, boom, I'm out. Now my pistoleros can just, you know, kill those guys, and I can come back. And that's all you really have to do, no matter what. I was completely caught off guard there. I didn't have time to like set up like I was talking about, and it didn't matter because we could just portal out anyway. So that's what we're doing. Let's get this pickaxe. The one thing you do have to be somewhat mindful of is not standing in the way of your pistoleros trying to shoot things, because they will hurt you, but they don't do very much damage, and we do have healing, so as they're shooting me right now. So it's not a huge deal, obviously. Alright, but yeah, basically now that we have a portal set up, now we're chilling, because at any point now, when we get into a situation, I can portal, and I'll portal back to here. So right here is like a ghost camp, right? So, see what I was talking about? Go through here. Throw that stuff through. Charge up my bow. Go through. Oh, that hit the tree. There we go. Got a snake. And you can also just shoot the bow with Ultra Draw in the ghost camp, and it'll wipe it out completely. You can see if I was low, I'd pick up those souls and get some healing. And we just want to use our bows, our bow and our spells when there's like hordes of mobs like this to kind of conserve ammo. But you can also just like tap like the small guys, and they'll usually die in like one shot. So you don't have to be like super mindful of your ammo. You can see I'm already at 109, but there's probably going to be ammo around here, so I can just pick that up. There we go. Might as well pick this up too. And yeah, so this is the build. I think it's really good, right? I have tried rain with the WISP, but I don't like being like kind of confined to the area that I created. So like if you use rain and WISP, you kind of have to stick around the area that you put the rain in to like do a lot of damage, because like the WISP is comboing with the rain. With this build, you can be super mobile. Like I can just go over here, I can shoot the bow here, right? And I can run into any situation. Like it could be really risky right here, and I could just, oh, I'm out of here, you know, yada yada yada, throw my stuff through, TP, shoot the bow right here, and then I can just kite them to me, and they'll die from touching the geysers with the explosions, right? So you don't really have to think. And I didn't touch on it, but the second way you want to think of the portals is doing more damage. So like, I haven't come across like the objectives yet, because I'm doing the other stuff first. But basically, if you set up 2 of your portals in one area, like I was showing in the beginning with the showing off the build, basically, you can just throw the stuff through the portal and make 2 of them. So that's the other part. So like, I'll kill some of these guys and I'll bait them over here just to show. But like, I can just do the same thing. Like, let's say there was an objective here, right? I just throw my stuff like this, and I shoot it, right? And then I could like defend this area really easily. That's the other way that you would use your portals. But most of the mission, you're focusing on using them kind of like for that get out of jail free card kind of situation, because you won't be able to die, right, if you use them that way. So let's continue on. I'm going to do the side objective right here. Right, we see there's a lot of enemies here, so we can portal. I don't have my abilities yet, so I'll just portal back through. Oh my gosh, these freaking snakes, bro. Shoot our bow. And we just tap these guys down. Okay. We'll go this way. Once again, got some ads. Alright, we're using our double jump to jump over the ads. We don't have to worry about it. Oh, I missed the explosion there for the portal, but it's all good. You do have to make sure to be kind of accurate when you're throwing the portal, because it has to directly connect with the existing portal. If it lands like right beside it, it's not going to make it blow up. It'll just make it despawn, because it'll take its place, basically. Alright, so we have to bring the cows to the pen. This one's a little bit brain dead. Alright, shoot the bow here. Light him up. Light them up. We got lower gravity. That's decent. Right, we can just portal out. The only reason I don't like lower gravity is... Oh, I missed the geyser. That's okay, though. The only reason I don't like lower gravity is it does make it kind of like harder to b-hop, because it'll take longer to touch the ground. But it is nice to be able to just float longer, obviously. Picking up this gold. Honestly, in the essence of time, I might just skip this cow objective, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I kind of don't really care enough. Let's go over here. Actually, hold on. I'll just do this objective right here because we can do it, and then I can show off kind of the portals being stationary and how much damage we can actually really do. So we'll make our way over here. Right, we just dash, jump, jump with the extra jump, move really fast. Okay, we gotta do the valves. So let's start this up. I suck. Okay, let's go. So basically, I'll just put a portal here, and then I'll put one on kind of the opposite side so I can defend like the whole area, depending on which way I throw my stuff. So obviously, when you throw something through a portal, it comes out the opposing one. So whichever side you think they'll be coming from, you want to throw it on the opposite. So what I could do is, I'm assuming they're going to come from this direction, and I can throw them like this. It also depends on which way you're facing, of course. Saw a coyote. I don't really know where he went. That's all good. Alright, and I'll throw my geysers like this. You do want to make sure, though, that when you're throwing your geysers through the portal, you're not, like, looking really high up, like at a high angle or something like that. Because there is a chance that when the geysers come out of the portal, they will go flying and then end up really far from the portal. And you need the geysers to be close to the portal, that way you can do the detonation to duplicate them. And you can also wait out the duration of the geysers. So like the geysers last roughly like 10-ish seconds, right? So you can wait until they're about to run out and then duplicate them. That way you can get the most uptime of just individual geysers, right? You won't have all of them up at once, but you can keep them around longer. So I'll do that this time. All right, so I'm gonna wait a little bit. And then before they run out, I'll throw the portal through to make more, right? And then you can see I can have a really long uptime on these guys. And I could have even waited a little bit longer than that. Yeah, just going absolutely crazy. Build is super easy to play. We're only in very hard, but Nightmare would be not too much different. We're going to pick up this ammo. Yeah, it wouldn't be too much different. It's just a matter of being more aware of what's going on and using your portals smart, because with the portals and the healing, it's just really hard to die. The ads are about to stop. We'll just wrap this up. And also, with double jump, we can get into places where the ads can't even really reach us, so it can become really hard to even take damage at all. Kind of kite them together. I mean, they're being stupid. With double jump, we can get these valves really easily. I don't even need to rely on these jump pads. Right, just jump up here. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Okay. And then after this, we will hit up these side objectives, and then we'll go to the boss. All right. Let's go. This way. Just blowing them up. Speaking of blowing them up, okay. We'll hit up this one first after this camp. So right, there's gonna be a bunch of ads right here, but I can just do this. straight through. Oh, I hit the freaking tree. Oh my gosh, these darn trees. Right, there we go. One tap, load the whole thing up, get the souls to heal. There we go. You can kind of see already. I mean, we haven't got to the boss yet, but this build is just really good at just clearing the map and, like, you know what I mean? No real risk here. Waiting for my geysers. Get this guy up. Oh, I stepped in the storm. Oh well. Oh. Oh, never mind. We're good. Okay. Got the geysers extended. Light this guy up. He's dead. Pick this up. Airborne damage. It's nice. Get our other portal down. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh. It's all good. Yep, just fried, instantly deleted. Alright, blow them up. Just tap him in the head. Delete. Delete. Running low on ammo, but there's going to be ammo over here, so we're all good. You can see what I mean. The ammo is not really a problem. I haven't even had to use my thing yet. Just using the ammo around the map. Oh, I thought I had double jump there. It was not up. Blow these guys up. This is what I'm talking about, the Energite, right? We can quickly grab all these with our jumps, so it's not a problem. Grab this. And the last one. There we go. Oh, suck. Yeah, and any Joker that you might pick up for the minigun where it's like on hit, you can create these explosions. Really good for the minigun. I just didn't see it fitting in the build. It might outshine Lucky Strike, but I don't think so. Alright, we'll go over here and get this gold. Honestly, just to make it faster, I'm gonna blow it up. I think, from what I've heard at least, is that you get half as much when you get this way, but I don't really care. Even if that is the case. Alright, a lot of ads here, so I'll do this. Alright, we're just constantly full health. These bees are kind of wrecking me now. So I'll pick up these souls. Back to full health. Just like that. Get the ammo. Okay. Now, let's go over to these other objectives. So there's this one right here. My bad. Also break this little ghost thing. There's two of them right there. Oh, we're out of ammo in our bow, actually. It's all good. We have this. Get us out. He's right in the geyser and he's cooked. There we go. Blow him up. This guy's dead. Right. I mean, I'm full health, right? I have no worries. At any point, I can just go back in my portal. And we're chilling. Jump this way. Charge up my bow. Get the big shot. aim is atrocious. Alright, and there we go. You can see the pistol arrows kind of helping us save on some ammo, killing all the smaller stuff. Move them up this way. Actually, a lot of enemies coming this way. It's all good though. That does nothing for us, but it's fine. Oh, nice. This is really good. 5% chance that we get an ammo box on death. Or on kills. So we already got this. Let's break this camp. And we're back to full health. Because we broke that camp. But it actually has to be fully charged. Whoops. These freaking bees, man. Oh, just wanted the ammo. There's ammo over here. Oh, that's gold. Never mind. Another soul siphon. Even more healing. There we go. Let's hit up these camps. There's 2 over here. Just do them real quick. See, I don't even need to think. I just shoot it in the general direction. And this is even without, what's it called, underdraw or whatever, with the extra shots. So. Oh, not exactly what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Let's make our way towards this objective. Same thing. Oh, action on my pistol arrow, I forgot. That's all good though. I love when that happens. It's all good. So you guys are just cleaning up with the explosions. There's a camp over here. Whoa, what the heck? I've never saw this one before. Gain health, weapon damage, and spell cooldown reduction. Interesting. Wonder how much damage we're actually getting. Am I dumb? Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. Match the graves. Oh. Those ads are still mad from earlier. This one? Nope. I'm tweaking. There we go. Alright, now let's do the boss, shall we? So this is the moment that I've been waiting for, personally. It is the vulture boss, so it's not a hard boss, but it doesn't really matter what boss it is, it's easy with this build. The vulture boss is especially easy because he kind of just floats in one spot, and he has this move where he'll bounce up and down in the same spot, and if you throw the geysers right below him, he gets deleted, so that's always fun. I don't feel like looking for the, oh, never mind, it's right there. Alright, now let's get our way to this boss. Might as well do the well. The other thing I like is I can portal here. So sometimes what happens when you put a coin in the well is it'll do a nuke. and if you're too close, it kills you. And you can't just run away, but it's a lot faster to just do this. So now if it does a nuke, okay, we're good. But if it were to do a nuke, we are way out of range and we wouldn't have to worry about dying. So that's nice. Now let's get our way to this boss. Just gonna make our way over. Alrighty. So I like to set up my 2 portals first. That way I can do my spells and stuff, obviously. Take this guy out. Alright. Put this one here. Some ads that don't like us. Alright, let's get it. Hopefully he does his slamming thing right away, because then we can just blow him up, but it doesn't really matter. I like to throw them straight down, that way they go kind of as close to the portals as possible. Alright, then we light them up. Alright. Let's grab this. Should have done that earlier. Need to replace this portal. Light them up. Oh, I don't mean to go through the portal like that. It's all good though. Get him up. And he's dead. Just like that. Super easy. And now we make our way to extraction. After I grab this ammo. So, the other thing is, this build's obviously really good around extraction, not only because we have to sit in place, but if you want to, you can also set up a portal like somewhere away from extraction, and then you can just portal at extraction, and you can just go in and out between your portals constantly and not have to stay here. And, you know, be really at no risk of dying. I don't know why that didn't work. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to set up here because I don't have to worry about dying. Because I can go up here. And now most of the ads cannot touch me. Besides him and these birds. So I'm going to wait my portals out a little bit. I mean, my geysers in all portal. Okay, never mind. My portal missed. It's all good. I can use the remnants of the acid, but there's none left, so it's all good. Get rid of these guys. My minigun hits. Okay. There's some ammo. Alright. The nuke guy is coming. I don't quite feel like dying, so we'll get away from that. Okay. We almost have extraction. I missed the portal. That is the one thing, and I got pooped around. That is the one thing, is obviously you do have to be kind of accurate with throwing into the portals, and you can get pooped around like that, but it's not a big deal. We'll still get 3. And we're out of here. Alright guys, so that's the build. We'll look at the stats and the XP here. The minigun's going to get a lot. It does a lot of DPS, but that's the build. Hopefully I was able to convey why I think it's so good, why the build's so strong, and hopefully you found a new spell you might like from this video, like Portal. Maybe maybe you don't like Takoya, maybe you don't like Geyser, now you realize. But yeah, that's the build. Got a ton of XP, got about 1,000 kills. And yeah, guys, it works great in co-op. You can portal your teammates around, get them to the objectives faster, make your whole team really hard to kill. If your teammates like the ritual, I believe it's called, um, voodoo ability, they can combo that with your decoyos to increase the amount of healing circles created, so that you can get like triple the healing because there's 2 decoyos or 3 circles. If your teammates like fire nados, they can fire nado off of your geysers. The synergies go not just for you but also for your team. It's great. Have a good time with it. I really suggest you try it. I don't think it's gonna get nerfed like other builds might. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.